Hi, welcome. This is Chris. I am going to be reviewing or just casting one of my replays. This was a really interesting match. This was my last match from last night, and it's a Haven versus Blood controlled matchup. So he's Alana's Prayer, and this is nice. So he just played Alana's Prayer from hand, and we have Resolve of the Fallen. And this will not be the last time we see this card in the game, because I have 3 copies. It says destroy an enemy follower amulet, and if 3 allied followers have evolved this match, recover 3 play points, which is pretty cool. If you've evolved 3 times, that means it's a 1 cost spell. If 5, you've evolved 5 times, draw 2 cards. So this can be a 1 play point, draw 2 cards, destroy an amulet or a card. It's very, very good. It's not as good as a banish, but sometimes destroying is better. And that's something. When you destroy amulets sometimes want to be destroyed. If they're a countdown amulet, they destroy themselves for their effect, so it's not effective versus countdown amulets. But against non-countdown amulets like Alana's Prayer, super effective because those things don't want to be destroyed. Some amulets cannot be banished. For example, Golden Bell here, if it's destroyed, last words, when this is destroyed, you get this effect. So if you use a destroy effect on this, you're just helping them draw cards. Right? This is going to be played pretty critical towards the end of the game about how we won. A very funny interaction. So he pre-evoed, which I like. So we had a couple options here. We had Azazel or Belfi or Archangel. And when I was just looking at my options of how should I do this, I was tempted to use Azza, but technically you don't want to use Azza on your first Evo if it can't even snipe anything, and they trade in. This is a 6/6, so it trade up. This would become a 5/7, this is trade up. So, and I do think we need to draw cards. So I do think playing Belfi might have been the right call to Evo over, but we'll see. Archangel was also an option. Alright. Walking around. So he's playing Alana's Prayer, so he hasn't found his prayer, and that's really good for us. Because remember, we had deleted his prayer. If he had his Alana's Prayer right now, everything would get +3/+3. So he'd have gotten 8/8, 4/4. No, he'd have 8/8, 3/3, 4/4, 3/3. And that would have traded over us. So being able to trade on top of him was really good. It's an okay time to use Azazel. I wouldn't recommend it, but I chose to do it anyway. I'm pretty sure. This is really interesting. I have not really read what this card does until this game. And when we read what Raw does, when you read what this card does, walking up. So give your leader the following effect. Deal X damage to the enemy leader. X equals your current turn number, which is 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. This is really interesting because we just used Azazel, who says you can't take more than 3 damage at a time. So this says from the end of this turn, you're gonna take. I'm gonna take 1 damage. Next turn, 2 damage, and then 3 damage, and then 4 damage, and then 5 damage. Because, so if it's turn 10 minus 5 is 5 damage. But because of Azazel Face Shield, will only take 3 damage. So this card is going to be a problem. I mean, this card is super good. I have to consider it for my So this is funny here because here we just use a core to give us an Evo point. So he just overdrew, get his next Alanas, get Zoe online, and healing. So if you actually look at his hyper thinning capability, he's been thinning very efficiently. He's at 19 cards left. I'm at 27, which means he's at. I'm 8 cards. I have 8 cards more in my deck, but I noticed this deck doesn't draw that much. Our deck doesn't draw that much, but we have a lot of cards in hand because we play cards very slowly and we're very efficient. I think this is a good time to use Isla. If I look at this, I would use Isla, Diablo, and Unleash. That's how I would do it. Oh, I don't think that was the best use of my mana. That was not actually very good. But we went for the Archangel Evocation. I don't know why I didn't use the Isla. The Isla play was so much better and it would have drawn me deeper into my deck. And now we have a problem. So we take 3 damage every turn. Oh. But now Io's online. So Io still. I don't like that because I used an Evo point very poorly. I'm still in your hand. That was a good turn. Dude, Lorena Iron Will. Dude, this girl is so. She says some dirty stuff. She says, she's pretty kinky. I think it's in Japanese. I won't repeat what she said, but you move the mountains. So we're on that 3 damage clock. It's turn 10. We're good. Our 1 copy is Algenia. This is a new build. We're running Zeus. Zeus is an interesting card because depending on how many times you've evolved, you get random effects. So randomly gets 1 effect per time you've evolved. We evolved 4 times. This counts as an Evo, so Zalgenia is good. I'll see you do it again. Way. There was no way. So in hindsight, I would consider Io Bat. Isla Bat. But I chose as Azra. I guess that's okay. And that was good too. Draw 2. So we didn't attack with Zelgania because he'll give us Zelgania would make us take 4 damage every turn. So I'm already taking 3 damage per turn, and he already heals so much. So Lorena is scared. This is scary. I have to say that this is a very scary combo. I mean, look, he just sniped a card to this at 3. But we've been holding Rev the whole time. So we've been. I think this is a good. I'm looking at it and we're trying to see, do we need to use Revelation or not? Technically, it doesn't look like we have to use Revelation. And so, because we have 2 Diabolic Drains, it's possible to do Isla, Snipe, Diabolic, Run, Diabolic. We're trying to use Unleash the Nightmare, right? But we use Revelation instead. So, and Urius gets free Evos. Urius gets free Evo points now that we're in Vengeance. Now he's got 7 cards left in his deck, and he's been milling like crazy, and we have 17. So yours actually did putting work to heal me. Oh, ouch. Ow. Ow. So we're looking at this and we're just thinking, bruh, that's a lot of... That's another big board. He's like putting a big board after big board, clearing my board. I kind of feel like I had another Revelation turn. And at this point we're considering, can we win by just making him mill himself, running out of cards? So we do this hoping to find Revelation. And we're looking at our options, and this doesn't look very good, to be honest. Promise still stands. But we do have Azza to snipe, and then 2 Diabolics on this. It's kind of inefficient, but it puts us out of lethal range. And this is kind of what I would have advocated for me doing the previous turn, is we should have, it board locks him. Really cool Godsword Alexiel Premium. So because this, he can do this is dangerous because it puts me at he has the ability to do 9 damage. Raw is doing literally 7 damage per turn, but we're mitigated to 3. So we're taking 3 damage from Raw. And then he's doing 7 damage here, and if he buffs, it's going to do 3/3. So he's going to do 3 damage from his leader ability, 3 damage from Rabbit, and 3 damage from Fluffy. And that puts us literally at 1 life. Your praise again. So in real life, we did not do such a fast turn. Jesus, you're still enough. And love. Our choice to do that is questionable. It's questionable. Ooh. So we use Evocation Angel. Interesting. Probably Isla as well. Oh. I think I messed up this turn, but it was pretty interesting. So if I had to do this again, I would move the mountain. I believe. I'll trade these 2 into here. Isla this one and trade over there. Was nowhere. Oh, that's even better. Actually, technically, that's better. So so he can do 6 damage maximum is what we calculated. Made a way when there was no way. So he gets his heal off, snipes too. It just, I'll see you do it again. Oh. So we can play the dangerous game. He has 5 cards left in hand. I think Sanguine Core into Urius is the safest play because it's going to heal us and remove something big off the board. Sanguine Core, put the 7, give us an Evo point. The good thing is, technically, you can do this play without even playing the 7 cost Sanguine. So heal 10. So he can do 12 damage. He can do... So 1, 2, 3. Boom. Putting us at 2. So I play Zeus rolling. Zeus healed me 10, and then Zeus got me heal 2 to leader. Storm. So he got the Bane. He got some combination. How many times did it roll? So he evolved. So he had 7 rolls. It's interesting. Kai. So he healed me up, allowing me to trade in. Both, darling, each takes time. Lorena is so good. So this is where he really goes all in, you could say. So he snipes me with the Lorena, and he goes face, puts us at 3 again. And what do you see? Well, we drew Resolve of the Fallen. Let's look at the board state. I have 3 HP. He has 2 cards left in his deck. In my dream world, I wanted to see Revelation. But this card's actually better than Revelation, because this card, first of all, it will destroy one of the followers, or an amulet, for 1 play point, and I've evolved 5 times, so I'll draw 2 cards, and I'll get the refund. If I destroy his Golden Bell, he will draw 2 cards, and he only has 2 cards in his deck. And if you draw 1 more card than you have, if you have 0 cards and you draw to -1, you die in Shadowverse. So in theory, we're thinking, what do we destroy? We should destroy the Golden Bell. We destroy the Golden Bell. So now he's instantly going to lose on the next turn because he has 0 cards in his deck. And we're thinking, wow, well, we found Rev as well. So if I was to do this hindsight, this for the kicks, I would use Rev for 4. It'd snipe these out. And then I'd use yeah, Rev. Actually using Rev, and then Archangel of Evoke, or Isla. Just Isla Snipe would be good. Would probably be the strongest board state. Your love. Pretty solid game. Thank you, God, for the win. And we're going to show, we got some tough loss right before that too. But we tweaked the deck. Your promise still stands. Throwing in Urias's, taking in a Zilginia, putting a Zeus and Olivia. These cards are just there for fun, just to see if it works. This deck is still testing whether... I think Lucius would probably be a really good card. I'm pretty sure Lucius is a better card than some of these cards. You move the mountains. I'm not happy. I'm not really happy with this. These 2 cards are pretty unnecessary. Lucius would be probably way better. Do it again. Again. Yeah, this would probably be more effective. Okay, we'll take care. We're gonna go. Bye-bye.